Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's a bonus video. My name is Megan. If you didn't know, now you know. The reason we're here today you probably are already aware of based on the title. We're having some problems with this right hand I have. I'm inserting some photos here of up close so you can see what's going on. As you can see, this Polygel nail, it was holding this crack together, but I banged it and now it's coming up and the crack is getting worse, so we need to take it off. I'm going to try and save the nail, but that may not be possible. It may go ahead and break off the rest of the way and then I'll just have to make a new one. And then these dip powder nails, as you can see, the index finger, it's got some lift at the back and so it's getting tangled in my hair. And then the other ones are just getting kind of grown out and cracking, so they need to be removed. The Polygel I did put on here November 20th and the dip powder I put on November 30th. It is now December 26th. So they have lasted a good little while, and had they not come into some damage, they probably would have lasted the rest of the month, which was my original intention. But it's okay, it is what it is. I am going to speed through the removal process because I'm going to do a little bit of filing and stuff, and then I'll probably put in a voiceover, so if you hear me talking, it's a voiceover. Firstly, I am going to thin this out. Actually, first I'm going to pop off some of these cracks because I want to show you. Look at that. You see that popped loose? Yeah, so some of the areas are a little loose. You can see how thick these layers are. So I want to file it down a little bit, and then what I'm going to do is soak off the rest. So now we are filing the top coat, the shiny top coat off, so that the acetone, when we soak this, can more easily get down through it. Because I am right-handed and I'm having to file with my non-dominant hand, I'm having to hold this drill in a really weird way, but it is the safest way that I could think of to hold it and provide myself some stability. Because while holding it like a pen, I had zero control and it was kind of just flying everywhere, and that's just not safe. This Polygel is significantly easier to file down than the dip powder, but acrylic is harder than Polygel, so that makes sense. I'm trying to hold the nail together as I'm filing the tip because it's after that crack, so it's essentially just loose and floppy. And I really am trying to save it so that it can provide some stability when I re-polygel it. Now we're working on this one, the one that's always catching in my hair, trying to thin that out real quick so that we can get this off. We've almost got it filed down enough that we can go to soaking. I wasn't able to get it very thin, but I got enough. 100% acetone is the correct product to use. Regular fingernail polish will not work. For this, I soaked for about 15 minutes, and then we checked, and I wiped off the product as it was coming loose and used this scraping tool to attempt to scrape off any hung pieces. As you can see, mostly it just came off. It just kind of fell off really into the acetone. In fact, the glitter just crumbled and piled at the bottom of the container, which was pretty interesting. Now I'm just pushing the dip that's still left backwards because I feel like if I were to scrape the other direction, I'm going to pop it loose. I don't know why the dip was holding so hard on this free part, but I ended up having to scrape and soak for an extra long time. But as you can see, it's left so little hanging on that that's not going to provide any stability. I'm going to have to go ahead and clip it off and just start over growing this nail like I've done on the other hand with the index finger. We will make a new gel or a new Polygel nail here but it's going to be subject to all the limitations of Polygel. Definitely make sure that you are buffing as needed so that it is smooth and not jagged. It's not horrible looking. I'm giving all of my nails a good buff to get off any roughness that's left. As you can see, it is very dry, so we've got a cuticle oil. Put some moisture back in these nails and the skin. Rub your excess in. This nail is still too long. I need to file it down because it's dangerously long. If I hit this, it's going to break and it's going to hurt. So we want to file this down to match the other hand that I have already filed down before I put a fresh set over there. Just got to make sure that we get it nice and rounded so it doesn't look stupid, and then compare the links to make sure they make sense. This is dehydrator. We are preparing to put our new Polygel nail on. Primer. Definitely need primer to make it stay extra long. And then we're going to go in with a base coat as well momentarily, because we need it. If you don't put your base coat on, your Polygel just doesn't stick as well. I once forgot the base coat and lasted a few days. I need this to last as long as possible. We are using this Morovan Polygel in the shade P002. It's just a white. I do like to make my stand-in nails out of white because it allows whatever I put on top of it to show up as vibrant as possible. I like dual forms. Unpopular opinion, I know, but for me, they work well and they're not that difficult. Curing, curing, curing all the while. And we're back. Pop off that, wipe off the sticky, file the edges, make sure they are straight. You are definitely going to have to go in around the cuticles carefully as well. You can do this with a hand file as well, or you can use your drill. I chose to use the sanding band and just ever so gently go around them cuticles so I would not tear them up. Buff it smooth, make sure they're the same length, give her a top coat so you can seal her in, even though it's just Polygel. So that's really it. We've cured again here to set in that top coat, and this is what we've got. They look good in my opinion. They're healthy, they are moisturized, they were not destroyed. I was able to maintain my length on every nail except the one that was broken, but it was broken, so what do you want? That's it though. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.